Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtadharashati Sheshamaras Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtadharashati Sheshamaras Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Ganga Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Can you pass me the book, please? Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Withdrawal of the Cosmic Creations. Chapter 3, Gajendra's Prayers of Surrender, text 14. If you could please repeat after me. Sarvendriya Guna Drashtre Sarva Pratyaya Hetave Asata Chaya Yoktaya Sad Abhyasaya Te Namaha Sarvendriya Guna Drashtrir Sarva Pratyaya Hetave Asata Chaya Yoktaya Sad Abhasaya Te Namaha Sarvendriya Guna Drashte Sarva Pratyaya Hetave Asata Chaya Yoktaya Sad Abhasaya Te Namaha Oh, Tapas wants me to ask. Okay, you're here. All right. Anyone on Zoom like to chat? All right. All right. Please repeat after me.
I want to chant. Sarvendriya Gunadrashtre Sarva Pratyaya Hetave Astata Chayayoktaya Sada Vasayate Namaha.
All right, please repeat after me. Sarva Indriya Guna Drashter. Drashte. Unto the seer of all objectives pursued by the senses. Sarva Pratyaya Hetave. Who is the solution to all doubts, and without whose help one cannot solve all doubts and inabilities. Asata, with the manifestation of unreality or illusion. Chayaya, because of the resemblance. Yuktaya, called. Sat, of reality. Abhasaya, unto the reflection. Te, unto you. Namaha, I offer my respectful obeisances. Translation. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. My Lord, you are the observer of all the objectives of the senses. Without your mercy, there is no possibility of solving the problems of doubts. The material world is just like a shadow resembling you. Indeed, one accepts this material world as real because it gives a glimpse of your existence. Purport. To paraphrase this verse, the objectives of sensual activities are actually observed by you. Without your direction, the living entity cannot take even a step forward, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15:15. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto matasmritir jnanam apohanam cha. You are situated in everyone's heart, and only from you come remembrance and forgetfulness. Chayeva yasya bhuvanani bibarta durga. The living entity under the clutches of Maya wants to enjoy this material world, but unless you give him directions and remind him, he cannot make progress in pursuing his shadowy objectives in life. The conditioned soul wrongly progresses toward the wrong objective, life after life, and he is reminded of that objective by you. In one life, the conditioned soul desires to progress toward a certain objective, but after his body changes, he forgets everything. Nonetheless, my Lord, because he wanted to enjoy something of this world, you remind him of this in his next birth. Mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Because the conditioned soul wants to forget you, by your grace, you give him opportunities, life after life, by which he can almost perpetually forget you. Therefore, you are eternally the director of the conditioned souls. It is because you are the original cause of everything that everything appears real. The ultimate reality is your lordship, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. The word sarva pratyaya hetave is explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who says that as a result gives one a glimpse of its cause. For example, since an earthen pot is the result of the actions of a potter, by seeing the earthen pot, one can guess at the existence of the potter. Similarly, this material world resembles the spiritual world, and any intelligent person can guess how it is acting. As explained in Bhagavad Gita, Maya dakshena prakriti suyate characharam. The activities of the material world suggest that behind them is the superintendence of the Lord. Om Jnanatipadandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuvanmaditamnena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karitavachalam Pangam Langai Tegirim Yakpadamaham Bande Shri Gurundinitaranam Vancha Kapadribishcha Kripasindrabhavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Can you give me the Gita, please? So this is a translation again. My Lord, you are the observer of all the objectives of the senses. Without your mercy, there's no possibility of solving the problems of doubts. The material world is just like a shadow resembling you. Indeed, one accepts this material world as real because it gives a glimpse of your existence. Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada was once asked, he asked the devotees question, and the question was, does everyone need a guru? Should everyone accept a guru? And then the devotees, of course, were all saying, yes. Everyone should accept a guru. And then Srila Prabhupada said, no, not everyone should accept a guru. He said only those who are serious to solve the problems of life, they should accept a guru. And as Srila Prabhupada points out in the purport to that verse, in the 4th chapter, Tadvidhi Pranipatena. That's, what is it, 434. Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada points out in that verse, 434, Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadakshanti Te Jnanam Ganinas Tattvadarshanaha. So the Tattvadarshanaha, the seers of the truth, one should approach them. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So Srila Prabhupada explains in this in the Bhagavad Gita. Actually, it might not be in this purport. It seems like it's in another purport. But he says that in every step of our existence, there's perplexities. Whether we're trying to turn left, trying to turn right, go straight, whatever we're trying to do in our life, there's always some perplexities, some problems that come up. And those are always, and they're challenging to navigate through. So therefore, there's the idea of accepting a guru, accepting a spiritual teacher. And of course, there's Diksha gurus and then there's Shiksha gurus, persons we take instruction from, the Shiksha gurus. And in terms of solving problems, again, it may be very complicated. Do I stay or do I go? There's a song like that, right? Should I stay or should I go? But the spiritual master, due to him being a seer of the truth, being situated in transcendental knowledge, and being personally guided by Krishna, can give us proper direction. Just like Srila Prabhupada once asked, or he was in Vrindavan, and there was 2 swamis there. One was managing the temple, and he was wanting to leave the temple. Sometimes managers want to leave. They say there was some study done, I forgot, one Christian pastor was telling me this, but he said that there was one study done, and they said, and the study was, what's the most 2 difficult jobs in the world? You know what they were? Does anyone know?
I have a guess, but one is.
What's one?
Air traffic control.
Well, it's a pretty difficult job. That's true. that's true.
Being a priest, being a pastor of a congregation.
Yes, one is being the president of the United States, and one is trying to lead a spiritual organization. These are the 2 most. Anyways, that's what this, there's so many studies, but that's what this particular one was. But, so, sometimes leaders or managers, it's a lot to process. A lot for the mind to process. It's amazing, actually, how much energy is zapped just from hearing people's problems. It's very interesting how that works. Anyways, so this manager's wanting to leave, and this other Swami, he was wanting to stay in Vrindavan. So Srila Prabhupada, he had a meeting with one of them, the one who was wanting to leave, the Swami who was wanting to leave his management position. And he said, and Srila Prabhupada told him, you're a sannyasi, you're a Swami, you should surrender. You should learn the art of surrender, how to surrender everything for Krishna. So Krishna wants you to stay here. You manage the Krishna Balaram temple, and this is the business of a sannyasi, to surrender. So you just stay here and serve. So then the Swami, he accepted. Okay, I'm not leaving. And then he went out of the room. And then right after that, another Swami came in, and he was the one wanting to stay. And then Srila Prabhupada told him, "You're a sannyasi. Why are you wanting to stay here?
Sannyasis should only stay in a place 3 days. You should leave immediately. Go and preach. And he did that. So it's interesting because Prabhupada was giving what seems to be like contradictory instructions, but they were not curtailed. No, what's the word? Curtailed? Yeah, custom made for each devotee. Similarly, there was one devotee who went to Srila Prabhupada and he was asking, actually he wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada saying how he wanted to divorce. And Srila Prabhupada, he okayed that. And then his personal servant asked him, Srila Prabhupada, I thought you were against divorce. Why are you giving this devotee permission to do this? And then Srila Prabhupada, does anyone remember what he said? Yes, Jalatala?
That he was going to do it anyway. So better that he not disobey his spiritual master and divorce.
Yeah, he was going to do it anyway. Srila Prabhupada's conviction was that this devotee was going to do it anyway. So he said, fine, you do that. Because one is to get divorced, but another thing is to offend the guru, which is worse. So he gave that instruction. So we could see how things could. These are just a couple examples. I mean, there's like millions of examples, thousands of examples of how we need direction. And Krishna in the heart, he gives us direction. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannavishtamata smritir jnanamopohanam cha. So Krishna within our heart, what is he doing there? As Srila Prabhupada said, he's not sleeping there. He's very active in our heart. And he's given us remembrance. He's given us knowledge. He's given us forgetfulness. He's guiding us in a particular way. Just like in India, I believe there's a Hindi saying that says that every grain of rice has a name on it. So similarly, every book, every one of Srila Prabhupada's books, we could say it has a name on it. So the idea is that the book distributors, they go out and they find out, they try to find the persons to whom these books belong. Every book has a name on it. So when we think of Krishna being in the heart, he's guiding someone right now. He's guiding someone. They're thinking in their mind, hey, why don't you, or maybe they're thinking yesterday, hey, it's going to be a nice day tomorrow. Why don't you go to Balboa Park? You should go to Balboa Park. You haven't been there for a while. It's a nice park. Just go take a nice walk in the park. And then he's guiding the book distributors. Hey, get some books, put them in your car, drive them down to Balboa Park, set up a book table. And in this way, the book distributor goes out as a representative of Krishna, and these many souls, they're going through Balboa Park today. And they meet and they get a book, being guided by Krishna. And you know how many people walk through Balboa Park every year? Anyone know? Sankarshan? You know? Come on, I know you know these important facts. Tell us. I think it was 7 million.
7 million?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Now, of course, you can look it up. Everybody got their phone or computer or whatever, but quite a lot of people. You want to look at Govardhan? What is it?
14 million visitors.
Oh, more than 7 million. 14 million visitors through Balboa Park. Now, just like people, they travel from New York, they travel from Germany, they travel from all different places all over the world. And when they travel to tourist destinations such as San Diego, they look up, what are the 10 best things to do while I'm here, right? Or what are the 5 best things to do, right? And one of them comes up, go to Balboa Park. So they do it. They go to Balboa Park. So a lot of people go through there. Now, of course, how that's all broken up, there's certain big festivals there. Like, for example, it's December nights, which is amazing. It's amazing time to go out and distribute books and do Harinam, because you just set up a table, and what I was told by devotees, what I've seen is that they just set up a table and you don't even have to call people over. People just walk up to you, which is a little rare. Usually got to call them over. December nights, that's a couple nights there in December. So in this way, Krishna, he's inspiring people to wander around, and he's inspiring the devotees to go out and try to spread Krishna consciousness. And people will take to Krishna consciousness. As I was telling Govardhan Prabhu last night when we were driving to Friday Night Krishna Lounge, that there's a couple people who started coming to the temple because we went out and we're having these kirtans down in Chula Vista. What's that yoga studio called? No, yeah.
Oh, I don't know what. Oh, it's like Millennium or something.
Yoga Millennia or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, they have kirtans once a month on Friday nights. So we were thinking that a few of us go there, and we'll attend their kirtan for the first time, check it out, and talk with the people, and then afterwards we'll talk with them and say, yes, can we also we'd like to come. We could have a little kirtan here, 15 minutes, something like that. We'll join you, and we'll bring dinner for all of you, prasadam, and so they agreed, and they liked it. They chant all types of mantras, but they liked Hare Krishna. So we went there a number of times. Ramapati went down there to chant, Jalatala, and many other devotees went down there to chant. And there was one person there, and when we got there, it was our first time actually, we saw he was wearing tilak, like Vaishnav tilak. And then he started chanting Srila Prabhupada's, he obviously knew it. He started chanting Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantra. Now, does he do that every time? I don't know, but he obviously knew it, and maybe part of the reason he was inspired to chant, because we were there, but he started chanting Prabhupada's pranam mantra. And I never saw this person at the temple before. So anyways, we went there a number of times, and now he's coming around. So that's nice. So like that, people are around. We have Abby also. Maybe she's listening. I don't know. She's come to the temple for maybe a year now. But we went to some New Age spiritual church, and she was there. And yeah, she just came to the temple after that. So there are so many examples, and all of us are examples also. We were, wandering here, wandering there, around, and somehow or other devotees came in contact with us. Like Sankarshan. Sankarshan was actually found wandering around in Balboa Park, like a lost child. And he was found by Ananta Chaitanya, who's up in San Francisco. Ananta Chaitanya came down here, and he likes to spend a few days here out of the year. So he came down here, and he was out distributing books, and he found Sankarshan, Saul, whereas devotees used to call him Soul. They would actually text him like that, S-O-U-L, soul. Haribol, soul. So he was out there, and Ananta Chaitanya actually brought him back the second time. He brought him to the temple, and we're out here in the alley, and then Ananta Chaitanya said, "Oh, this is Saul, and he wants to become a monk." And I just kind of looked at him, and I don't know what I did. I just nodded my head, yeah. Yeah, because Sankarshan said he didn't actually tell Ananta Chaitanya that, but anyways. But he did join the temple eventually. So like that, everybody was wandering around, and in different ways, everybody has their story. You could actually write a book. You could write many volumes of books, actually, on how devotees came to Krishna consciousness. Everybody has their story. So just as we were found, lost but found, similarly the idea is to try to find others on behalf of Krishna. Yeah, that's the idea. And one particular, there's a word, it's sanata, and then it's anatta. So sanata means with a master, and anatta means without a master. So Srila Prabhupada used to walk with his disciples on Juhu Beach, really close next to the Juhu temple. So devotees would see that within India, you don't see this much, actually practically you don't see it at all in America. I think it's like against, you don't see any stray dogs here in at least San Diego. They pick them up. So, but in India you see many stray dogs, and they don't look very good at all. I mean, they're really struggling. They don't have proper food. There's all types of diseases, and people are throwing rocks at them, kids, and just really tough situation. You see this in Mexico also. Like our buddy, what's his name? Mahananda, yeah. Anyways, he has a little dog, and he said he picked him up and right there in Mexico, so felt bad for him. Anyways, so you get these dogs not in good shape at all. And then you get the dogs with a master. And the dogs with a master, they're very healthy and very confident. They're walking with their master, and the master's also looking very confident, and they're both happily, he's protected, the dog's protected. So Srila Prabhupada was walking with the disciples, and Giraj Das Brahmachari was there, and he was feeling especially fallen or dejected, and then Srila Prabhupada, he seemed to pick up on this, and then he quoted this verse. Does anybody remember how it starts? It has this Sanata Jiva. Yeah. You like to... What? Stotra Ratna.
Bhavantame Vanuchadandarantadak Prashanta Nikshe Samanodatantara Kadahamaikantaka Nityakinkara Paharshiyasyami Sanata Jivitam.
Can you give us the...
Bhavanta means you. He says, Kada, when will I, Bhavantame Vanuchadandarantara, will my material desires cease, prashanta, and become peace, pacified? Nikshesa manoratantara. And therefore I won't be pursuing the endless things that my mind comes up with. Manoratantara, it will come to an end. And I'll be peaceful. Prashanta nikshesa manoratantara. Kadaham aikantika nitya kinkara. When will I be your unalloyed, constant, without deviating servant? Prashanta, and be very peaceful. Prashanta nikshesa manoratantara. Kadaham aikantika nitya kinkara. And praharshi yasyami sana, and be very jubilant to have such a wonderful master.
Yeah, so it's to be very jubilant to have such a wonderful master. So Srila Prabhupada said that there's these two words, sanata and anatta. So anatta means like an orphan. Someone who doesn't have a protector, someone who doesn't have parents, someone who's neglected, like the stray dog. And sanata means someone who does have a protector, someone who has a, yeah. So Srila Prabhupada said we want to be sanata, we want to have a protector, a perfect master, or a person who is like the spiritual master Krishna, like that. So yeah, we want to help bring people to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha Giridhari, and help them come to the point of accepting a spiritual master. That's the idea. And we could see how amazingly non-envious Krishna is. Here, Srila Prabhupada writes that life after life, wanting to enjoy this material world, you remind him of this in his next birth. Krishna, he gives one inspiration how to forget him. He's like, oh, you want to forget me? Okay, I'll give you perfect intelligence how to do that. You want to try to enjoy without me? I'll give you perfect intelligence how to do that. You can see how non-envious Krishna is. It's not like, oh, you don't want to serve me, so I'm not going to help you at all. Like, forget about it. But he's helping us forget him. It's amazing, actually. And this non-enviousness is quality of not being envious is very important, and it is something that devotees also have. The devotees are not envious. You see that in the case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya, at one point he was a biggest impersonalist in that area, Acharya, for so many impersonalists, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he was converted by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally. I mean, there's a whole pastime there. As it was being mentioned the other day here. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife, they cooked for Lord Chaitanya. They made a big feast. So many different types of rice, and you had these so many sweet preparations and cakes and kheer and sweet rice and so many different vegetable preparations. So amazing offering they made, and then they offered to Krishna, and then they stacked it in the room. And Lord Chaitanya came in and he said, how could I ever have this much? This is enough to feed, I forgot, he said something like 50 men. I can't have this much. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he said, I know who you are. And then he said, every day in the temple of Jagannath Puri, you accept 56 offerings. Further, as Krishna in Dwarka, you have 16,108 palaces, and you're accepting meals in all these palaces every day. Further, in Vrindavan, you are having so many meals there with your father and his uncle and his brothers, and I know who you are. So Lord Chaitanya, he just smiled, and he said okay, and he sat down. He agreed to it. So while he was taking all of this prasadam, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife were expert cooks. He was sitting there taking prasadam, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya himself was guarding the door with a stick, because he understood that his son-in-law, Amoga, was envious. So he was guarding the door from Amoga coming in and offending Lord Chaitanya. So somehow or other, he slipped away from a moment to get some more prasadam, and then Amoga showed up. And he said, just see. He said, you're a sannyasi. How can a sannyasi eat so much? And you can imagine, it's like a lot of prasadam. It wasn't like, like a few extra pakoras or something, or like a few extra gulab-jamins. I mean, there was a massive amount of prasadam. It's like a room full of prasadam, pretty much. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he saw this, and he got the stick, and he chased Amoga out. He chased him. And then he came back, and he profusely apologized to Lord Chaitanya, and he said, I'm so sorry, and my Amoga's, I tried to guard it, but he's an offender. And Lord Chaitanya said, well, he's right. How can a sannyasi eat this much? But then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he denounced his relationship with his son-in-law. He said he didn't want to see his face ever again. And he was actually contemplating just giving up his life and all of this, really intense. And then it gets into the whole Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quoting many scriptural references about Vaishnava Aparad and the severity of it. Talks about all types of really hellish situations one could get in by Vaishnava Aparad. And then Amoga, he comes down with a severe disease of, what is it called? Cholera? Yeah, cholera. Cholera, okay. Cholera, okay. And he's practically on the verge of dying. And Lord Chaitanya, he hears about this, and he goes and he visits him, and Lord Chaitanya, he puts his hand on his heart, and he says, how you're a qualified Brahmin, because he was. How have you let this chandala of envy enter your heart? Chandala is like a, what is it, like a low class dog eater, right? How have you let this this quality of envy come into your heart? And he purified him. He purified him with his touch, with his speaking, and he was cured. He was cured from his material disease, and he was also cured from his envy. He became a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya. So yeah, this envy is something that should be removed, and something that devotees don't have within their heart. And envy, non-enviousness means we are happy when others are doing well. we are very happy. What's that saying, Govardhan? You told me last night.
Everyone wants you to do good, but not better than them.
Yeah. So I want you to do good, but not better than me. But a devotee, they want people to be successful. They're happy, that somebody else distributed more books than him, for example, or whatever it may be. So if we associate with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu closely by hearing his pastimes and meditating on him and following his instructions, then that won't bother us. All right, does anybody have any?
I have a question, but just about the two sannyasis, the one that he said travel and the other one he said stayed.
Hamsadutta and
yeah, it was that. I can say it because I'm their godbrother, but now I blanked on the name of the nice sannyasi.
It started with an A, I think.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. The devotee that
Akshayananda.
wanted to travel, because it's difficult to manage, just wanted to be a simple sannyasi and travel and not have to manage. But he was actually a very nice guy and did a good job. And the devotees wanted him to stay. Now Hamsadutta wanted to take over. He wanted to take over, and he was a tyrant. So all the devotees came to Prabhupada and said, please, please, Don't let him stay. Don't let him take over. So not only did Prabhupada, your point was accurate, that one needs instruction, but Prabhupada very gently took care of both of them in such a way that they felt enlivened. One he gave the skids and sent on the road, and the other he convinced to stay. So there's a little background to the story of Prabhupada's expertise.
Yes.
You
thank
were politely not saying the names, but I thought I'd fill it in.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
All right.
Yes.
One other story about Lord Chaitanya eating massive amounts of prasadam. I think there's 3 or 4 in the CC. So this is when he was staying in Puri, and every year, of course, the devotees from Bengal would come, and the wives would all cook, and they would deliver, lots of sweets. And after a few days, they would ask Govinda, how did Maharaj, Mahaprabhu like my preparation? And he said, oh, he loved it. And so he hadn't eaten it yet. It was all stored in a big room, So finally, Govinda comes to Mahaprabhu and says, every time these people come and they give all this prasadam, and then I have to lie and telling them that you enjoyed eating it, so can you please taste it, Okay, bring it. So he ate all of it. It's like, imagine 100 glubjamins and 1,000 sandeshes, and, they ate the whole thing. So, God,
Yes.
you can do that.
Yeah.
And so Govinda didn't have to lie anymore.
What do they call it? Raghava? Yeah. Yeah, Raghava Pandits.
ISKCON has a temple there. Last time I came, right before I came back here.
It's near Mayapur?
No, it's close to Calcutta. It's like an hour away. And we have a temple right by the Ganga. So they have the Panihati festival. It's a walking distance. It's like a 1 minute walking. Raghav Pandit's house is where they would collect all the sweets. That's like another 5 minutes walk.
Oh, nice.
So if you go to Calcutta, it's like an hour away. So.
Nice. So you have Panihati festival with Lord Nityananda and Raghunath Das Goswami and all the devotees feasting. There were so many devotees, they didn't all fit on the land, so some had to stand in the Ganga and take their chipped rice. But it's a whole pastime, but ISKCON has a temple there, Panihati, and then near that, Ramapati is saying, is the Raghava Pandit's house, where his sister, she would cook all types of prasadam preparations and send them in bags to Lord Chaitanya in Puri. So, yeah. Gaurav, you had something?
Thank you, Balaram Prabhu, for that wonderful Krishna Katha. That's actually one of my lines. I ask people, or I tell people, this book has your name on it, And then they become curious. And then I point out the word intelligent, and then it kind of puffs them up. But another thing...
You point out the word intelligent?
Yeah.
From where?
One of the verses,
Oh, I see. You say that an intelligent person takes the Krishna consciousness, so you should take this book.
So, yeah. And then the other thing you said is, Krishna directs the wandering souls as well as the book distributor.
Yeah.
Sometimes we set up different places, and it happens all the time. I was setting up by the Old Globe Theater, and this person that was jogging, she said, after she took books, she said, I never come to this hallway. I always avoid it, but something told me today to go to this hallway.
Nice.
And then I was telling nothing happens for a reason.
No, everything happens for a reason.
I'm sorry, everything happens for a reason.
I think devotees years ago, they used to, I don't think they do this anymore, but I think they'd be talking with people and like, oh yeah, hey, what's your name? There's this and that. And so, oh yeah, all right. And they'd take out a pen and they'd write their name, like the book distributor would write the other person's name on the book, something like that. Yeah, this book for you, you take. Or maybe they do that afterwards, I don't know, but yes.
Hare Krishna. You're talking about Balboa Park being a popular place for people to go. Dwijamani and myself, we were trying to think of or find some other places that were also maybe, probably not as good, but equally good to distribute books. And so we tried a few new places, and each one of the places we went, the Jehovah's Witnesses were there. So they have the beat on where I guess the hot spots are, I guess, for people to go. It was interesting. They're at Balboa Park also.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah, all over the world. Any other question?
It's interesting
Comment?
to note. They don't have any brahmacharis. It's all done by their congregation. They have a fired up congregation. So as Vaisheshika Prabhu always says, there's a huge potential if we can get just look at Dhanavari Mataji. But if we get our congregation going, it's amazing what they can do.
That's what the distributor of ISV is all.
It's all congregation.
They're starting a brahmacharya ashram up there now. Vijay's up there, and then he was telling devotees, "I'm kind of lonely up there. There's only saffron-clad person." He said,
Don't cast his eye on our brahmachari.
"No, he did."
In LA, and it wasn't too well received.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he wasn't. That wasn't what he was doing. But there was one devotee up there in ISV who was on the fence. He was thinking of being brahmachari for many years. So then, through the encouragement of Vijay Prabhu and under the permission of Vaisheshika Prabhu, they gave two of them, saffron cloth up there. So they're starting an ashram up there. That's nice. All right. Have any question or comment? Anybody? Okay, online? Anyone?
Yes, I have a question.
You've been patiently waiting. Okay, yes. Last.
Do you mind? Thank you very much, Balaram Prabhu. You're most kind. Dandavat pranams. Prabhu, do you mind reading again the last sentence of the purport?
As explained in Bhagavad Gita, Maya Dakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam, the activities of the material world suggest that behind them is the superintendence of the Lord.
Yes, that is the sentence. Thank you very much, you're most kind. Based on this sentence, my question is, the activities of the material world suggest that behind them is the superintendence of the Lord. How do they do it?
Okay, thanks. Well, it's the principle of intelligent design, that wherever we see pattern, order, symmetry. For example, there's all these wonderful pictures here within this room. There's definitely artists behind them. Now someone may say, hey, we got AI, we don't need these artists anymore, but someone's pressing the button, right? Somebody's pressing the button or whatever, typing in, draw me up, or create a painting of Krishna on Yamuna or something, and then AI does it, but there's someone behind that, a person. So similarly, the idea is that this is a very organized creation. The sun is at a particular point, and if it gets closer, we all become, everything's burned to ashes. If it's a little farther, everything freezes. On and on and on. There's so many things like that within creation. So, of course, it's a big subject, but there's a supreme artist beyond the creation. That's the idea. So looking around, we could see how that makes sense. Of course, it's a big topic. People give seminars, write books, and so on, but that's a basic idea. Is that okay?
Balaram Prabhu, has to be expected, better than okay, a very clarifying and beautiful answer to my question. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.